I
My neighbor
noticed
Dave
something in your
knocked on our door
backyard.
last
Everything's
Tuesday.
fine,
He
Dave,
said
but
he'd
there was
noticed something
smoke.
in our backyard
Unusual
and wanted to make
recipe.
sure
It
everything was
smelled like a
okay.
lightning
And I
strike.
said,
The grass is
yes,
scorched.
Bold
everything is
choice.
fine.
Okay.
And he said, because there was smoke coming from the garage last week, and I said, we were doing some cooking, and he said, it didn't smell like cooking, and I said, it was an unusual recipe, and he said it smelled like a
He's been
lightning
looking at
strike,
that
and I
wall
said,
for 20 minutes.
we've been
We've
experimenting.
discussed the
And he said,
wall.
the
The
grass in
wall
the
between
backyard has
Cinder
some
and whatever
scorched
is on the
patches,
other
and I said, we're
side.
landscaping.
He's
And he
still
said it's
thinking about
October,
it.
and I said it's a bold choice, and he said, okay, and went back to his house, and I went back to the garage where a 3-month-old dragon the size of a golden retriever was sitting in the middle of the concrete floor looking at the wall with the specific
How did you
focus
know?
of something that is thinking about the
arrived.
wall and what is
Names
on the
don't
other side
arrive.
of it.
Pip
His name is
arrived. That was
Cinder.
Theo. Dusk
My partner
arrived.
Rowan named him on day 2,
Dusk
which
arrived.
felt precise in the way that names feel
Cinder.
precise when they arrive rather
Rowan
than when
doesn't
they're
come.
chosen.
No.
Cinder doesn't
hear
respond
you?
to his name the way a
Yes.
dog
How do
responds
you
or the
know?
way Pip responds or
Watch.
even the way Ember responds. He responds to his name the way a fire responds to being named. The fire was already there. Cinder just gave us something to say when we needed to talk about it. He is a dragon. Not a specific video game dragon, not a movie dragon, not any category of dragon we had a name for before he arrived. A dragon. Small and dark, bronze green with scales that catch the light in copper and amber. 4 legs, wings that are still too big for his body in the specific way of something that will grow into them. A tail that knocks things over when he forgets it's there,
Cinder.
which is often,
Does he understand?
and the ability to breathe fire that we
He
discovered on day
understands.
3
he
and have been in
remember?
discussion
Not
with him
always.
about ever since.
This is the original scorch
The
mark from
discussions
day
are
3.
ongoing.
So
He has
this
been
is
with
where
us
it
for 3
started.
months. The smoke
Yes,
detector has
and the
gone off
discussions
twice.
are all here.
How many discussions have there
We
been?
consider
It's
this
ongoing,
progress.
as in not finished.
Both green. That's 3 months. Twice. Twice in 3 months.
It was a Saturday in early July when Rowan found the egg in the garage. Not hidden, not buried, not in a corner where
Come on,
things
where's
get
the
lost.
level?
On the workbench.
Wait, what's this
In the
egg
middle
doing
of the
here?
workbench, between the drill and the paint cans,
This is getting weird.
as if it had been
Texting
placed
Sarah.
there by
Okay,
someone who
summer
intended
project
it
just
to be
got
found
interesting.
and had thought
I
about the
was
best
looking for
location.
the level.
Rowan was
Did
looking
you
for the
find it?
level, the annual summer
It's right
project
there.
of something
I
in the
know.
house being not level
You're not
and
getting
needing
the
to be made level.
Not right now.
And she texted me from the garage. There's an egg on the workbench, not the level, come see. The egg was the size of a large grapefruit. Warm, immediately and specifically warm. The warmth
See how
of
far the
something that
warmth
has been
goes?
generating heat from inside
How
for
far?
long enough that the workbench
This
around
far.
it was
But
warm
what is
too.
warm?
The drill
been warm
beside
for
it
a while.
noticeably warmer than it
Long
should
enough
have
to
been.
warm the wood.
Bronze green, the scales on the surface
Why
catching
is
the
the
garage
drill
light in
warm?
copper and
The
amber.
egg.
The surface,
It
not
warmed the
smooth
drill.
like Dusk's
It's been
egg,
warm long enough
not
to
rough
warm
like
the
Rex's
things
egg,
inside
but
it.
scaled. Already
iron.
scaled. The scales
Functional.
small and precise and overlapping the way armor overlaps.
For whatever
Rowan said
will
it's
need to be
warm.
protected
I
from.
said yes. She said it's been here a
It's
while.
been here a
I said,
while.
how do you
How
know?
do you know?
She picked
I'll
up the
show
drill
you.
beside it. She showed me the bottom
See?
of the drill.
The evidence is
The
right
concrete
here in the drill.
dust that had
I
been on the
see it
bottom
now.
of the drill for 2 years had a warm
2
circle
years
in
of
it,
dust.
where the egg's heat had been
Yes.
radiating.
And the egg made
The
a
circle was
in it?
deep. The warmth had
heat
been
made
there
the
long
circle.
enough
How
to
long?
change the dust.
Longer than this summer.
I said, how long?
How long?
Rowan put the drill
Longer
down.
than this
She
summer.
said longer than this summer.
How much
We
longer?
left the level.
I don't
Rowan
know.
opened her notebook.
Okay, the level is right where I left it. We can get it later.
For 4 days,
The
the
egg
egg sat on the
carton is here.
workbench and was warm and
Great,
bronze
just a
green and
sec.
scaled and made the
All right,
garage
I'll sit.
noticeably warmer than the
You're sitting
July
here.
outside.
Yeah,
This is
it's
not
very hot
nothing.
in here.
It was July in our city and the garage was already the hottest room available,
That's day 3.
and the egg made it hotter.
Temperature's still
By
hot.
day 2, Rowan had
Bench
set
is
up a
hot.
fan. By day 3, we had moved everything flammable to the other side of the garage.
It's been absorbing
By
heat
day
for
4, the
days.
workbench itself was hot to the touch. Rowan documented the temperature. The egg's surface temperature on
not
day
linear.
1 was 38 degrees.
No.
Day
It's
241.
Yes.
Day 346. Day
Look
452.
at these.
She showed me the
That's a
numbers at
significant
breakfast.
Increase.
I said,
Yes.
that's a significant increase.
It's getting hotter
She
every
said
day.
it's increasing
Yes.
by about a third each day.
It's increasing
looked
by
at the
about a
numbers.
third
I
each
said,
day.
what's
38
the
to
projection
41,
for day
46
5?
to 52.
Rowan showed me her notebook.
Third.
Day 5 was circled. She had written,
Projection?
hatching? Beside the
5,
circle with 3
hatching,
question
the
marks.
temperature curve suggests.
On day 4 night, the
3
garage made a
question
sound.
marks. I'm
Not below
certain,
sound
but
like
the
Zephyr,
numbers
not
suggest
above
day
sound
5.
like Rex.
And if the
The
numbers
specific
are right,
sound of something warming
it's
up.
in the room now.
The sound a
It
kiln
came
makes
through the
before it
walls.
reaches temperature.
It's
A
everywhere.
low, sustained hum that came through the house walls and settled in the kitchen where we were both sitting, and neither of us said anything about it for a long time.
A kiln.
Then Rowan said it's almost
Before it
ready.
reaches temperature.
The warming up sound.
Yes.
It's almost ready.
It hatched on the
Still
morning of day 5 at sunrise. Not
Yes.
midnight like
How do you
Zephyr,
know?
not dusk like dusk,
The numbers
not
and
4
the
p.m.
sound.
like Pip. Sunrise.
Rowan is watching the window.
The specific moment the
narrator is
July
watching
sun
the
came
egg.
over the roofline and the first direct light of the morning
comes
hit
over
the
the
garage
roofline.
window and came through the glass and
moment has
landed on the
arrived.
workbench. We were in the garage. We had been in the garage since 5 a.m. because the hum had gotten louder through the night, and at 4:45 a.m. Rowan had gotten up and gone to the garage and I had followed, and we had sat on folding chairs in front of the workbench and waited. The egg didn't split or fade or unfold. It came apart. Not violently, not explosively, not in the way of something forced, in the way of something that is finished. The scales on the surface separated along their natural seams, each scale pulling back from the ones beside it, the bronze green of them catching the July morning light as they separated, amber and copper in the sunrise, the light from inside warm and orange and the specific color of new fire. Cinder was inside, small, dark bronze green, scales already perfect and overlapping,
The golden
4
retriever
legs
puppy.
tucked beneath him,
Yes.
wings
the
folded
wings,
against his sides,
too big for
tail
now.
curled around
He'll grow
himself,
into them.
eyes closed.
Everything
size
about
of a
him
golden
is designed
retriever
for
puppy.
larger.
The specific size of something that will be larger, that is designed for larger, that is currently the smallest version of a thing that has no small version. For a moment he didn't move. Then he opened his eyes. Gold. The specific gold of a fire that has been burning long enough to become confident. He looked at Rowan. He looked at me. He looked at the garage. He opened his mouth. The sound that came out was not a roar and not a squeak and not anything between them. The sound of something that has just arrived and is announcing the arrival. The sound of a fire catching on dry wood. The sound of something beginning. Then, because he was 3 minutes old and had just hatched and apparently had opinions about the temperature, he breathed fire at the wall. Small. Controlled. A brief orange jet that lasted approximately 1 second and left a scorch mark on the garage wall and set off the
Cinder.
smoke detector and woke up Dave next door. Rowan named him Cinder before the smoke detector finished.
Rowan coming through the back door at 11 p.m. Cinder at the door having waited since 9 p.m. Cinder making a sound at the moment she enters the fire catching on dry wood sound on the audio. Rowan going still at the sound. Narrator watching.
She came home. He made his sound. The sound of a fire catching on dry wood. The sound of something that has been waiting and is no longer waiting. Dave didn't hear it. We consider this progress. Cinder's in the garage. Rowan is watching him through the window. He is looking at the wall again. We have discussed the wall. He is still thinking about it. If you found something, leave a comment. We read all of them. Cinder says nothing about this. He is still thinking about the wall. Subscribe. Quietly. You can hear the doorbell from here.